Hello. Can you hear me? Am I on? Does this work? Yes, it does. Lovely, fabulous, wonderful. How is everybody doing today? It is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pretty early for me to be streaming, but here we are anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. Shit, I left my phone over there. Gonna need that. I don't know where I'm live currently, but I should be live all over the damn place. Should be on Twitch and on YouTube and on that other one, the Facebooks. I'm pulling all those up now just to make sure everything's working. So I didn't exactly prepare for today's stream. I just pushed go. And that was it. That's all I did. So that's cool. I'm just clicking around, making sure I got everything set up. Okay. Twitch is running. Let's see if YouTube is running. YouTube should be running. My internet has decided that it's going to be really, really slow. Like right now. It's been running fine all day. But today, right now, this very, very second, it decided that it didn't want to. Poopy. Oh well. We're working on it, you know? It's this whole Twitch streaming thing. There's a learning curve. There's one hell of a learning curve. Shit, I don't know what I just closed. I think I just closed Twitch. That's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, I should be live on the YouTube now. I should be live on the Twitch. Lovely, wonderful. I can't lovely. Excellent. Everything's running. Everything's going the way it's supposed to be going. Just as a heads up. Oh shit. That's what I get for clicking too many things. Nope, still clicking too many things. Alright, cool. Just so everyone is aware, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there into the world. If you are watching on YouTube, or I'm sorry, no. Come on, Zach, get it together. It's early, guys. If you are watching on Facebook, don't. I mean, you can if you really want to, but, you know, Facebook is terrible, and I can't ever actually see anything that you comment or post, or I can't see any of that without going over there to my computer and clicking over to Facebook. Whereas Twitch and YouTube, I can just see. Man, I really should have like gotten some shit put together before I like just decided, oh look, I'm gonna jump on Twitch like right now. So this is a thing that I'm hoping to start doing more of, and that thing is called streaming during the daytime. Yeah, that one. I can't find anything today, y'all. I'm a mess. Yeah, this is a thing I want to do more of, like streaming during the day. I want to stream while the kids are at daycare and while Jen's at work, so that, you know, I'm not interrupting anything or hiding in the basement all the time. So yeah, today is the first day we're going to be doing this. And to celebrate the first day that we're going to be doing this, I had like some really cool minis that I had already primed and like set up, and was like, yes, these are cool. I'm gonna paint these on the stream. And then moments before I decided, yes, it's time. Let us stream. It's streaming time. My little miniature display thing fell off the wall and exploded into a gajillion pieces. Just super annoying. However, all the pieces are here. I do have all the pieces. I have the super glue, and I have the instant set. I think I have an instant set. Where's my instant set? There it is. I have the instant set. We can glue this bastard back together. And then I have another piece that I want to paint up. This is like a quick, like 5-10 minute paint job. Takes nothing at all. So yeah, I'm going to be painting this one up. And then this one will attach somehow like that. The bit that attaches has broken off, so these two might get glued together. And then this piece sits over. Okay, that's what I was doing wrong. This piece sits over here, and it looks like it's just these fun little like stonework things that have different base sizes recessed in them. It's just a display, for my minis. I like them because I'm a dork. Use up some of this super glue. This is not my favorite super glue, but it'll do in a pinch. I love this stuff. This is magic. In 3 seconds, that super glue will be 100% set. Let's give it a spritz on the back. It uses capillary action to pull the setting stuff down into the weld. And once that's dry, you won't be able to see. You will not be able to see at all where that break was. Let's see. Okay. Just checking. Looking, this is super exciting. This is the super exciting part of the stream where I glue together the bits of my things that I broke. There we go. There's that. Boom. Oh, glued it to the table. I do actually have stuff I'm gonna paint today, but I want to get this, put back together. There's one part already done. You see that? Like, it's all done except for this bit right here that I can't find. It's like a little peg that fits in this little slot, and it puts the two pieces together. So once that dries and the glue is completely set, I'm probably going to glue this whole shenanigan, or at least those two shenanigans, together. Got one more piece here to glue back. It's pretty much my own fault that this broke. It was only held up by push pins in my little cork board that is command stripped to the wall, so not exactly the most firm bond. See how much of that? Oh, my favorite part about this instant set stuff is you just never use it. You never use it. This is gonna last me forever, and I glue shit together all the time. Between my mini painting hobby and the fact that there are 2 under 5-year-old kids that live here, this super glue gets used a lot. Alright, that one's all put back together. That one's all put back together, which means that I can paint the third piece. Which, easiest paint job in the world. Easiest paint job ever. All we're gonna do is I'm gonna reach over here and get my extra fancy dry brushes, makeup brushes, and we're just gonna do some dry brushing. Yes, I am wearing a coat inside the house today because it's cold, and I don't like that. Again, quick reminder, if you're watching on Facebook, I can't see any comments or threads in the live stream because Facebook is just the worst. So if you're trying to talk to me, come on over to Twitch or head over to YouTube. Those are going to be much better viewing experiences for all of us. Yeah, I'm just going to dry brush a bit. This is Mechanica Standard Gray. This is just a nice like gray on the dark side of gray, but it's not the darkest gray I have. This is just like to me this is a mid-tone gray because I like everything. I come from 40K painting land, which means everything has to be dark and gritty. I want to make sure not to do much dry brushing here because this fun little portcullis feature that I want to mess with, but I want to make sure to get the stones around it. Too much. Use the boop method to get that paint off, which is where you take your finger and you just boop the model until the paint's gone. You just rub it off with your finger. It's great. Speaking of painting with fingers, you may notice on the screen that I have a subscription goal. And that is not a Facebook or YouTube subscription goal. That is a Twitch subscription goal. The idea is that you come on over to Twitch, you set up an account, and then you buy a subscription to the Twitch stream. It's like $3, and if you have Amazon Prime, you get it for free. And if you do that, I get a little bit of a kickback. Now, that all sounds well and good. Of course, you're chomping at the bit to throw me money. But I'm going to give you something for it. See, if I can get to 20 subscriptions total, and I have 8 already, if I can get to 20 subscriptions by Christmas, that's December 25th, then I'm going to do a special stream, and it'll end up on YouTube as well, where I paint a mini using nothing but my fingers. I am going to finger paint a mini. I haven't decided what that mini is going to be, but it is not going to be like some huge 200 millimeter scale thing. It is going to be an actual mini that is actually mini. And I'm going to paint it with, with my fingers. I just think it's a fun little thing, and we're gonna do it once we hit 20 subscribers. I'd like to hit that 20 before Christmas, so we have 25 days to get up to 20 subs. And if you're not on Twitch, if you don't have a Twitch account, I cannot recommend it highly enough. I've been on social media platforms since the days of LiveJournal and Friendster, and I have never found anywhere that has a better community, like an actual community building aspect to it, the way Twitch does. Twitch has an amazing community building sense to it that none of these other social media platforms have had, and I'm absolutely loving it. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Get your ass over to Twitch. Set up an account. Sign up for a subscription to Dungeon Brush. Watch me paint miniatures with my fingers. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to look like shit, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And I wouldn't want you to miss out on the fun. There we go. That's what I wanted. Got my phone buzzing over here because I forgot to turn the vibrating bits off. And of course, as soon as I start streaming, that's when my phone wants to hey, did you see all of the news? Now, on all of these pieces that I've printed for this little display set, there have been little print failures. I've lost corners on most of them. That corner is not supposed to be rounded and sloped like that. But since this is just like a little throw-together display and not an actual mini that I actually plan on giving a fuck about, I don't care that I've had little print failures. As long as the majority of it successfully printed and I can successfully hang a mini on it and hang it on my wall, then I'm pretty hyped. Oh, hello, little spider. Little spider friend. Come on, little spider friend. Hold on. I want to try and get you on camera. Come here. There we go. Now you're going in the right direction. Let's see here. Where's my little spider friend? There he is. I got a little spider friend. Look at him go. I don't know what kind of spider he is, but I like him. He's cute. Yeah, whatever. I'm in a basement. Spiders are bound to happen. Alright, there is our second gray, and after our second gray, we're going to go ahead and wash. I have to use, for these kind of projects where it's just dry brush all of the things, I really need to use a bunch of these, because I use makeup brushes for dry brushes because they're amazing for that, but they take forever to dry when you rinse them off, so conveniently I have a whole fucking pile of them. What am I doing? I'm washing. Yeah, we're going to do a black wash all over this bad boy. Where's my wash brush? There we go. And just nice heavy black wash. I'm not, you know, no need to mince about and half-ass it. Really throw that black wash in there. I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty excited about the finger painting idea. I don't exactly remember what the conversation was that led me to it, but I was watching a Twitch channel. I was watching another miniature painter's Twitch channel, and they were talking about, you know, observing art and consuming art outside of just miniature painting. And somehow finger painting got brought up. I don't remember how exactly, but it gave me the idea that, you know what, I'm going to do a miniature by finger painting. Oh, that was my speaker turning off, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. Sometimes my computer just makes noises. Alright, one more little side to dry to wash here. I think. Did I wash that? No. 2 more sides to wash. Oh yeah, this is gonna have like tide marks all over it. This wash is not gonna be pretty, but we're gonna bury it in a whole bunch more what's that word I want? Dry brush layers. There we go. I'm gonna bury it in more dry brush layers. So if there are tide marks and, you know, weird spots in the wash, it's not a deal breaker. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Just wash the bottom here because these are stackable height-wise as well. So you want to make sure to get the bottom, because the bottom becomes the roof of the pieces underneath it. All right. That's washed. And while the wash is drying, we're going to go in and we're going to do the portcullis there. And I want to try something with this. I don't know that this will work. I don't even have any like decent basis to believe this is going to work. But I want to undercoat my metallic with brown. Oh, wrong button. There we go. I just think it might give the metal portcullis a nice aged look.
I'm also going to hit it with a technical paint that I hardly ever get to use, and I'm only doing it because I hardly get to use that paint. We're going to really age this portcullis up. It's going to look quite old. I'm not bothering painting all the way down and like really making this clean all the way to the bottom because no one's gonna look that close. This is predominantly for me. This is more than even like the rest of my minis because I don't sell my minis. I don't get rid of them. I keep them and display them and look at them. These more than anything though, this is just decoration. It's just like, hey, I've got all these minis and they're sitting on a boring white bookshelf. Let's do something more fun with them. Let's make each one its own little display plinth. Because surely you don't have anything else to do. Alright. There's that brown. And I did throw a little bit of brown around, so I'm going to get in there and clean that up real fast. Won't take but a second. Use this other super cheap brush that I found. That one's, whew, that brush has seen better days. And I'm just going to get in here into this crack right here and make sure that background stays nice and black. Brush sucks. All right. All right. What are we gonna do? We're gonna start with some Iron Warrior, some of that real dark gunmetal. And we're just gonna very lightly and very loosely paint over the brown. My theory is that all metallic paints are a little bit transparent. So this will actually show the brown through. To give it a nice aged look. And I think I might have been right. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go around and squiggle on this a couple different times just to make sure I got like the brown on the edges covered in and that I've got at least a little bit of opacity. I don't want a lot. I don't want it to be completely opaque, but I would like it to be a bit more opaque than it is right now. Or do I? Or do I care? Do I care? Because, I mean, there's a lot. There's going to be at least 2 more layers of paint going on this portcullis. So do I really care if the base silver is all that opaque? I do, but I don't think I should. There we go. We've got us a silver over brown portcullis, and I think it looks pretty cool. I think that brown underneath it really changes the tone. But we're going to change the tone even further. A little bit of classic silver tone. Citadel Lead Belcher. The silver that every wargamer miniature painter has used at some point in their life and gone, yeah, Lead Belcher, because it's kind of it. At least in my world, at least like in the gaming scene that I came up in, Lead Belcher was the go-to. That was it's just what you used. It was called something else in the previous paint line name. I think it might have been like Bolt Gun or something like that. But it's been Lead Belcher for quite a while now. Alright, there's a little bit of that. Just to brighten it up on one side. I did all of my lines on this side and really didn't think about this side too much. Unless, if the paint accidentally went over there, then I went ahead and let it, but not that super concerned. Now, for this one, I want to wash it brown, and what I want to do is I want to find my Army Painter mid-tone wash. There's purple, blue, what is that? Military, what is that? Mid-brown, there we go. Shit. I'm just going to throw that, don't mind me. Now, I'm using this because I've been fighting with Army Painter washes lately, in that I cannot get them like matte. I shake them vigorously, as you can see. Look at that. Good shaking cam. And yet, they still come out glossy. And I don't know why. It's really bugging me. Alright, we just need a couple drops of that. Because I really want these shades from Army Painter. They go on so super smooth, and they look so nice. I really want to love them, but I cannot while they are super glossy. It really drives me nuts. So yeah, we're just going to do this mid-tone brown wash over the whole thing. Ooh, I just got an idea for my next one of these. So I have some minis that I'm gonna have to print these without the base recess because the base is oddly shaped. Mostly Reaper minis, but I do have like this Mind Flayer piece that I painted for a competition. Was it last week? I think it might have been last week. And I might give it kind of a special pride of place kind of plinth. Maybe because I did some object source lighting on the mini, I might do that on the plinth as well, so that the thing that he's holding that's glowing is like reflecting onto the plinth itself, so that it's more than just a display piece. I think that could be kind of cool. That's not today though, because I'm completely out of printing resin. And can't do shit about that. Alright, so while that wash is drying, we're going to go back to our dry brush. And now we're going to give it that lovely blue tone that it has. Ooh, that brush is also in sorry shape. Dry brushes are so hard to take care of. What's that? Some kind of fuzzy thing on the side of my... That was weird. There we go. This is what gives it that nice blue shade under the highlights, is dry brushing it with this kind of light blue. most black paints are blue based. They're not black the absence of light. They're black real damn dark blue. So it would make sense to me that gray should also be blue based. So I very much am liking this, putting blue under my grays. I do a lot of gray. I do a lot of rocks. So it's nice to have like a little bit of color in there. Get the bottom here. What the hell is that? Oh well, whatever. Don't care. A little bit of paint splotch there, but again, I gotta calm down. I don't care that much because it's just a display piece. It's just for my wall. I'm not really, planning on displaying this piece to the world because it's just for me. It's just to hang my minis on. Because this looks nicer than a white bookshelf for minis. And it frees up my white bookshelves for, supplies. Paints, Mod Podge. God, I have so much Mod Podge. There we go. There's the blue. Alright. We got one more color we're going to dry brush on. And that is Administratum Gray. It's a really light gray, but it's not quite white like Ulthuan Gray. The Ulthuan Gray is the gray that I use in place of white. Administratum Gray is the gray that I use for really light gray. One more reminder as we go. I'm going to have to keep saying this. I should probably put it in my text scroll. That if you are watching this on Facebook, I cannot read or see any comments that you might be making or any responses to the video until the video is over and I can go over to Facebook to look at them, because right now none of them show up on my multi-stream chat, but if you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, I can see those. To see Facebook, I would have to stop what I'm doing and go over to Facebook to look, and that would just completely break any kind of pacing or rhythm I had. So unfortunately, I'm just at this time not able to see Facebook comments. But if you're watching on Facebook, I'm going to try and convince you to come over and watch on Twitch anyway, because Twitch is just better in every way. If you're watching on YouTube, then I probably don't know who you are. And then also, I'm probably, you should probably come over and watch on Twitch too. But YouTube's a different beast and I know nothing about it. I'm predominantly, the major reason I'm streaming to YouTube is to archive my videos, archive my streams, and save them so that they can be watched at a later date. All right, there's our brick. Brickwork is done. I think that looks pretty close match. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's get that brush drying. Get that brush out of the way. I have a little bit of mishap here with the dry brushing. Got a little gray all over the place. So I'm going to clean that up, and then we'll finish up our portcullis, and this piece is done. Nice, easy, quick paint job. Took me all of 30 minutes to do up to this point. And I'm just going to feather that up a little bit just to make the primer black and the painted on black not have like a crazy tide mark. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. So first, I want to take one of my small dry brushes, and I'm just going to bring some of the silver back to life on this, just a little tiny bit. Nothing major. So I'm going to be doing a couple different effects to this. There. See? Not a lot. Nice and easy. Little rune fang steel. They give us some spots of nice, like, bright silver. I predominantly use Citadel paints. So you'll hear me refer to the paints by their Citadel name quite a lot. That is not on purpose. That is just, I learned to paint on Citadel paints. That's what I've been using for years and years. I'm only now recently breaking out into other paint lines. Behind the curve, as ever. Alright, here we go. Little bright orange for some rust. I really want to focus the rust in this kind of corner here. I don't know why, I just decided that that corner was going to be the rusty one. I want a little bit of rust everywhere, but I want the major focus of the rust to be in that corner. There. That is exactly what I wanted. Right there. Beautiful. Lovely. Wonderful. So let's put that away, and then I got to find the paint that I almost never get to use. I'm so excited that I've actually convinced myself to use a little bit of this. I'm gonna be using some Typhus Corruption or Corrosion, which is it's essentially a wash, a super thin paint, but it's got some grit in it. It's got like a texture to it. It kind of looks like somewhere between dirt and leaking oil, and I just really dig it. So I'm going to get a big old glob of it, and I'm going to start here and just kind of bring it down this line. We'll start here and bring it down this one. I want to paint this going down so that it looks like it's running. And we're going to come across here, and then this one will come all the way up to the surface. Down here. Dope. That's pretty cool. And there we go. That's that portcullis display piece done. So now this is what my miniature shelf will look like. Doing this right? Nope. Okay. Get on there. There we go. There. Yeah, that's what that looks like so far. And then I gotta find a mini with the right size base. And then the minis sit in it in the recesses like that. Cool. I feel pretty solid about that. Now, I am going to glue these two together. These two are going to get glued together just because I broke the connecting peg off of this one, and I don't know what happened to it. It flew off into the ether. So this is going to get just a touch of the old glue and set. Just to make life easier, you know. I'm a fan of an easy life. Put a little there. A nice thin bead down the back here. And I'm actually just going to spray the setting spray directly on. And bloop. There we go. let that set for just a second. There. Done. Set. There we go. Now, I'm going to be doing a bunch more of these pieces. The idea is that my idea currently is that I want to get one of these made for almost every mini that I've done on the stream. But then I'm also going to be printing one every time I finish another mini. And you can build these up and down. And you can, build them as long as you want. So, this is, a friendly, fun little project for me just to, like, display my miniatures a little better. I'm really happy with how that looks. Looks nice and uniform. So, yeah. And it's currently set up for a 30mm and a 25mm base, but I've got recessed spaces for up to 70mm bases. I did a rust monster the other day with a 50mm base, and I'm pretty excited to get him on here because I feel like rust monsters need to be in dungeons. All right, cool. Well, that's that. I'm gonna set this aside somewhere. Where can I set this? Over here looks good. And then I'm going to hop off screen for just a second. I'll put up the be right back screen so that, nobody gets too confused. While I run up... Alright, cats are making weird noises. While I run up the stairs to grab the next mini I'm going to paint, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Got a soda while I was at it. Ah, delightful. Now, I have 3 minis that I primed this morning. That are all options for painting right now. One, I have this Orky boy. Orc Barbarian. It's very World of Warcraft style orc. With his giant pauldron. But I really dig him. I dig like this big, crazy wide, flat sword he's got. I think so. That's definitely a contender right there. Then I have this, like, see if I can get, like, let me pull my monitor up here so I can make sure I'm staying in focus because I have my doubts. We have this lady. Yep, there goes the focus. Come on, camera, get it together. There we go. We have this lady from Reaper. Some kind of like demon warrior lady. She's got a really cool, like, big sword on her back with these cool, like, rib bone decorations. I really like her. She looks like she's going to be complicated, though, so she might not be as much of a contender as old Orky McGee over here. And then I have this one, which is a 100% contender. This is from Artisan Guild, from their Plague Mine Kobolds release. This is Ishtara, the Plague Queen, which is one of their pinup models, which I love the pinup models. I think they're hilarious. I think they're ridiculous. And they are super, super, super fun to paint. And she actually looks like she'll be pretty easy. It looks like her base is going to be the hardest thing about her. So she's absolutely a contender. Yeah, let's do her first. She looks like she's going to be nice and chill and easy. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So, what to do first? First, I want to do the base first because That looks crazy complicated. And so she's standing on like this kind of like loosely cobbled stone, and her foot's on like this little idol. And so I kind of want to paint them like they're green stones. I'm trying to branch out in my stonework, trying to get away from just doing gray stone unless it's a jungle scene, and then it's brown stone, or a desert and it's tan stone. I want to do some. Ooh, I need to fix that first. Holy shit! I almost got myself into some trouble there because I still have finger marks where I primed it, where I was holding it. I'm gonna paint those. I really need a better, like, thing to hold my minis on while I prime them. Right now I'm using a piece of cardboard, and it's starting to fall apart, so I didn't bother using it this morning. I just picked the minis up in my hand and spray painted them. Which kind of boogers the base up a little bit. And according to some, it might even be like a terrible waste of a good nitrile glove. But one of these days I'm going to make like a little, spray paint handle. There we go. Okay, that looks so much better. And we're going to give that a second to dry, and while that's drying, I'm going to do the same thing to this, like, demon warrior lady. Because she also has finger marks. And I don't want to do any dry brushing with any kind of wet paint. Because then it's no longer dry brushing, then it's just wet smearing. And that's just not the look I'm going for, you know? Alright. Damn Reaper and their wonky ass shaped bases. Cool, now that's drying. I feel better about that. Now I kind of want to reconsider what I was going to do paint job wise. I think I want to start even darker than I thought I was going to start. I think I want to start, where is it? There's a certain paint that I'm looking for, and I can never find it when I need it. Aha! There it is. We're going to go with everyone's favorite, Incubi Darkness. It's like the super, 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 super dark bluey green. It looks pretty blue on camera, but in real life there is a definite green tone to it. And I want to use that as my base color. And then we will just dry brush up some greens. I have a pretty specific picture in my head for what these stones are going to look like, so I got to be real careful about which greens I pick. Yeah, the base on this is absolutely 100% going to be the most complicated part of this model. Because, I mean, there's like little candles, so there's those I have to paint. There's green stone. There's a little figurehead. There's flames I gotta paint. And I gotta tell you, I have not been satisfied with a single flame that I have painted since I painted Abaddon the Despoiler from Warhammer 40k, and that was over a year ago. I know I just painted the side of this base, but I'm going to completely muck it up to make sure that all my stones are green on the side. can always go back and repaint the side of the base. I'm going to repaint the side of the base anyway, because that's just a good practice to get into. Is when you're done with the mini, go around and paint the edge of the base black. It's called rimming, haha. And it just really makes your mini look nice. It's just a very simple thing to do, but the results are impressive and worth it. All right, there's the base, and then now let's get her little figurehead guy she's standing on. I think that looks like a gem. That looks like a gem to me. We're gonna do that like it's a gem. I'm trying to get as little as possible on her, on like the feet or the leg, because I'm going to be painting her with a pretty translucent flesh tone, and I don't want to have weird green tints in that anywhere. Or do I? Because she is a plague queen. Maybe I want like some sickly veins. Give her some varicose veins or some track marks or something. Nah, she's a pinup. She's not supposed to make sense in the story. She's supposed to look cool and dance around naked with a knife and a skull on her head. Maybe I'll give her like some sickly neon green fingernails or something, just to allude to the plague queeniness of it. I can already tell you that eventually I am going to accidentally break the handle of this flagpole here. That is just inevitable. That is an inevitability. Just looking at, I'm going to give that just like a half second to dry, and just looking at some of the detail here. Trying to figure, so she has these horn shoulder pad things. I'm trying to see how they're attached so that I know what to paint. I think we're looking good there. Okay. Now we can get into dry brushing some green. I think we're done with the Incubi Darkness, and we'll move on to some Orc Shade, maybe. Take a look at that. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And I'm just doing a very, very light dry brush because I'll do it several times and go kind of over the same places repeatedly because I don't want to throw the brush around too much, because I'd like to do as little repairing of this piece as possible as I go. Just being very nice with the brush. A gentle dry brushing. I recently rearranged my filming setup, my little stream setup here, and it really just did nothing to give me any more light, and that is a shame. Come on, get in there, fucker. There's always that one spot that you can't get the fucking dry brush to. I feel like this little totem guy she's standing on is really going to come together when I do the wash here in a second. I'm kind of thinking, I kind of want to do a little experiment with this. I kind of want to do a blue wash. And I kind of want to do a red wash. But I haven't decided yet. So what I want to do is I need to find a mini, like something with some texture on it. Ooh, I got it. Right back. Yeah, I got it. I have these little paint swatch things that I made. So let's let that dry. While that's drying, let's play with this. Come on. Green paint always wants to stick to my brushes really bad. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about green. Good enough. Alright. Let's get a nice big brush and some black. And I just want to paint a bit of this black to prime it. Let's do right here. I'm not going to bother doing the whole thing. I just want to do two little splotches to see what these washes will look like. We'll do one here and one there. These are just little, little Warhammer 40,000 themed paint swatches. They're paint tests. They're for you to like experiment on, and I can print them like a half dozen at a time. So they're handy to have around. Well, I got too much stuff open on my screen right now. I need another monitor. Give that a second and consider what to do here. Okay, so while we're waiting, ooh, that's no good. That's quite bad. I might have fucked that brush up. While we're waiting, I do kind of want to still play around with this base. Now, on the totem, it's got like an open mouth kind of thing. And in the process of dry brushing on all the green, I painted the inside of the mouth. And I kind of don't like it. I kind of want to go in with a black and just fill the mouth back in. Which is going to take some doing. That's going to be like a whole fucking thing. That is the third time that I've been called by that restricted number. And I just keep denying them. Oh, actually, no, I do need to answer that. I will be right back after this short break from our sponsors, which we don't have any. I'm back. I missed my phone call, so they may call back. And if they do, I'll have to answer. So, bear with me, please. And while I was away, waiting, trying to do all that nonsense, I did get the next color down on my test swatch. We're going to go ahead and dry brush this green on, which was the next thing we did to the base. We don't have to do it super pretty. As a matter of fact, this dry brush is just a little wet. But that's okay. I want to see what the difference between the washes is going to be. So I don't care if the paint underneath the wash looks perfect. That's not the same number. Man, I am just blowing up right now between bill collectors and people trying to get a hold of me. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. So what do I need? I need my red and my blue. Yeah, we'll just use these. My red and my blue wash. And we'll do the blue one first, because that's the one I happen to have in my hand when I said which one we'll do first. I'll just get a little blue wash in there. And just kind of throw it down here on that part of the test swatch. And then we'll try again on the other side with the red wash. No, that's not the red wash. Balls. That's the red wash. I have a flesh shade wash and a red wash, and through the bottle they look very similar. Alright, now we'll do red wash over here. And I say red because red and green are complementary colors, and so there's actually a lot of green when we perceive red, or a lot of red in shadows that green objects cast. Like, our eye doesn't really think about it, but if you see something that's red and it has shadows on it, your eye is actually picking up quite a bit of red, and vice versa. If you have something that's red, when you look at that, you get green shadow. So I want to see what the red will do, as well as the blue. And I think for what we're doing, I mean, that red looks fucking cool, but I think for what we're doing, the blue is going to be the answer. Maybe. Okay, so we're going to let the wash dry on the test sample, and while we do that, I'm going to pop the window open to have a cigarette, and we'll talk about all the fun things you're seeing on the screen right now. This is predominantly for those of you who aren't regular watchers of my Twitch stream, which, who could blame you? I'm doing this in the middle of the day for the first time, so nothing makes sense at all. That white noise that you're hearing, that's my fan, so what we'll do is I'll just pull some music up over that so that it's not super, super annoying. Here we go. Let's get that. There we go. Cool. We got a little background music to cover up the white noise. We got a window open. So let's talk about all the lovely things you're seeing on the screen right now, besides me, of course. So first, we'll start right up here at the top. In the corner here, we have a donation goal. Now, I am taking donations currently, and you can donate by going to the Twitch stream page, twitch.tv/dungeonbrush, and donate, and click the big donate button in the About Me section. Now, why I'm taking donations is I had an external hard drive, and on that hard drive is where I kept all of the files for my 3D printed minis that I've been painting on the channel. I would download them to the hard drive, print them, and then as needed, I'd pull them off the hard drive and print them. Well, there was a spill in my paint area, and before I realized what was going on, my hard drive had filled with soda and is no longer functional. So I have set a donation goal for $100. That is going to be about $55 to $60 to replace the hard drive itself, and then everything else on that goes towards paying somebody who's smarter than me to recover the data off of the old one. So far, you can see I have $10 towards that goal. So if you're feeling froggy and you want to support the channel right now, this very second, that is the way to do it. 'Cause I lost a lot of minis in that, and a lot of minis that I don't have access to anymore. It's not like I can just go back to the website and download them again, because a lot of them were Patreon exclusives. A lot of them were you get these for this month, and then after this month you no longer have access to them, so good luck. And if you need them, you can go to the store and buy them for full price. That's not cool. And then a lot of them were like made by people I know and like sent to me for printing. So yeah, hard drive is broken. That blows. So I am taking donations for that. Below that, you will see the subscription goal, the sub goal. If you're really enjoying the channel and you want to support me longer term than just helping me with the hard drive, you can come to twitch.tv/dungeonbrush and you can subscribe. Subscribing costs, I think, $3.99 a month. But if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free subscription to a single Twitch channel every month. So you could come to twitch.tv/dungeonbrush. You could subscribe to the channel for free. I get a kickback from that. And then it costs you nothing. And then at the end of that month, your subscription is done. It doesn't automatically renew. So if you wanted to continue supporting, you could either pay the $3.99 or $4.99 or whatever it is, or you can resubscribe with Amazon Prime. And if we can get 20 subscriptions, I'm already up to 8, but if we can get 20 subscriptions by Christmas, I'm going to do a very special stream where I take a mini and I paint it with finger painting. I am not going to use any brushes, I'm not going to use any sponges, I'm not going to use any sprays, except to prime it. I'll spray prime it, but then everything else is going to be finger painted. And we're going to do that stream as soon as we hit 20 subscribers. And finally, the third way to support the channel is the simplest, and it's the one that you can do without being on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, this is where you pay attention, because if you would like to support the channel, going across the screen right there, see, gotta follow it, is my Venmo at Zach-Crouch. That money that goes to that Venmo all goes straight into new brushes, new paints, new minis, and filming gear, and better lights, and looking less like a garbage. All of that goes straight back into the channel. So if you want to support the channel that way, it's Venmo at Zach, Zak-Crouch, the motion one makes when one shits in the woods. Let's see, what else? Yep, you can see the, there's my finger painting Christmas goal. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to getting those 20 subs so that we can do that one. And again, donations through Twitch, through the Twitch tip page, which you can get to on the About section words, man, that just went 9 kinds of sideways, which you can get to on the Twitch page in the About section. Go towards replacing my hard drive that had all my 3D printable minis on it, and yeah, I think that's about all I had to say about that. I am going to be streaming during the day more. I'm still going to be doing my Wednesday night and Saturday night streams from 7 until whenever we're finished. But I am a couple times during the week. I'm still working out what my schedule for that's going to look like. But I am going to be doing these miniature painting streams through the week as well. My wash experiment here is just about done. So as soon as I finish this cigarette, we're going to get right back into painting our Plagued Queen. These are the kind of steps in miniature painting that you should probably do before you put it on the internet, where you test washes and color combos. But you know, that'd be the smart way of doing things, and that's just not how we do things here. That's not the Dungeon Brush way. All right. I'm trying to get enough of this down so that I can drop my cigarette in it and not feel bad. There we go. Done. Let's turn this fan off. You're getting that annoying nonsense done. There we go. And a horrible scraping, screeching noise as I close the window. Let's turn the music back down to a tolerable level. Excellent. Lovely. Wonderful. We are back in business. Cool. Back to painting. So what we've done so far is I've got the dark blue-green, and then I've got a lighter green dry brushed on top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I did right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm going to use a blue wash to just tone everything together, bring those two greens together, and give me some nice dark shadow lines. We're going to be bringing that green back up with a couple different additional dry brushes. But after I do the first layer of a dry brush, I always like to throw the wash on, because I think it just blends those bottom layers together and makes them look really smooth. There we go. That actually looks really nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, right. I was going to paint his mouth black again. All right. I can always do that when we're closer to done. There we go. That looks really cool. I'm really feeling that. So I'm not going to put that wash away just yet, but I'm going to set it aside. So we'll probably have to fix some stuff. Always lick your brush clean. What could possibly go wrong? It's not like these are actually my super cheap brushes. I do it to my expensive brushes too, but it just helps point the brush again. And this is, like I said, super cheap brush. It's got a hook on it. I think I paid like $5 for a whole set of those or something. They weren't super expensive. Let's see. We gotta let that wash dry, and while we're letting that wash dry, we're gonna move up the model some. Because I kind of think I want to start working on this knife. And it's got what looks to be, it appears to be like a bone handle with some wrapping right there. And then I think I want to do like a nice rusty, kind of corroded looking blade, and with these, and do these drips like super neon sickly green. Hey, Gervanden. I don't know. Tell me how to pronounce your name. Good to see you in channel. Always a pleasure Let's see. Burp, 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 burp. Okay, bone. Let's start with the handle. I'm going to knock some stuff around here. And I kind of want, you know what, I want to do a pretty light bone color here. Because she's also wearing bones on her head and shoulders. And so... Hold on. That's weird. I was looking at that entirely wrong. I don't know what I was seeing. Change plans. Yeah, I guess Marcus works. I guess. It's not as fun. Got a little tiny dry glob of paint at the end of one bristle on this brush. I hate when that happens. Alright. Change of plans. We are now instead going to go with a light brown for that handle. That's too brown. Let's do that one. Because I was wrong. It's not a bone handle. What I thought was like a spear of bone sticking out the back is actually a metal ring. So instead, we're just going to do this wrapping in a tan. And then we'll wash it down with some... I have a really dark brown wash that I'll use. I'm getting a little outside the lines here on this handle, but that's alright, because we're going to have to do some cleanup all over the place anyway. Alright, there is our wrapping on our knife. I got a little bit on her hands, but that's alright. It's light enough that it doesn't bother me. And let's give that blade a little color. I want to get one of those, like, they make these like tabletop paint mixers. They're like a vibrator, but for your paint. And I very much want to get one because at least once per paint session, I shake my paint hard enough to hurt my shoulder. There's a lot more of this that's green than, or that's the gloopy liquid than I thought there was. That whole bit right there. So I'm actually just going to go in and fill in some of these holes. Less silver on here than I thought. That's okay. That is actually just perfectly fine. of boogered that a little bit, but that's okay. There's a way to fix it. Wait. Yeah. I'm going to do just a little bit of black wash along that silver. Because I'm not going to do quite as much like rusting, corroding it as I thought. But I do want to tone that silver down just a little bit. I might still do it. I might still go in and rust that knife up a little bit. But I want to get it looking like a knife first. Either today or tomorrow, I can't really remember which, I'm going to be getting a wet palette. Oh my god. Shut up, phone. This is my alarm telling me important things. Anyway, I'm getting a wet palette, which is going to be really nice for like keeping my paints functional. I'm very much looking forward to using that. For now, I'm using these little egg cup palettes. And they're fine for just dropping paint out of the bottle and going. But, not great for mixing. Not great for keeping paint moist. While I'm working. With this wet palette I'm going to be getting, I could leave paint on it overnight and come back to it the next day, and it'll still be wet. I'm very much looking forward to that. Just doing... This is like a so brown it's damn near black wash. I think it actually might just be a black wash with a touch of brown in it. Which I'm fine with because it looks great. These Army Painter washes are amazing, but you gotta shake the dog shit out of them. Set that aside. That should be dry shortly, and it looks like we are dry down here at the bottom. So, since I've got my little egg cup mixer out anyway, let's move on to our next green for the base. So I'm going to do one more tone of green on the base, and then I'm going to... I'm actually just going to line highlight some stuff in this, like, neon yellowy green. You going to work? Great. Excellent. Wonderful. I think 3... Yeah, I think 2 drops will play for now, and if it's not enough, I have more. Again, just super light with this dry brushing. Trying to be as gentle as I can with it while still getting paint on the Mini. that thing that I'm going to break shortly. Let's see here. Is there anywhere that I major missed? Yep, right there. There's always somewhere that I missed, like, just in huge fashion. Ooh, so far so good. It's looking nice. I think I might go hit it one more time with a blue wash. Or maybe not. For color mixing, see, I like, so the school of color mixing that I learned was you put a big glob of A and a big glob of B, and then you just kind of shovel between them and mix between them, so that if you run out of the mixed, you can just pull more in. Because I learned with heavy body acrylics and oils. So I'm actually very much looking forward to that wet palette. The egg cup is nice, especially for washes. I really like it for washes because then I can just like dip into it. But I think for the way I like to mix colors and the way I'm learning to blend, I just think the wet is going to do me so much better. It's giving this blade a nice sharp edge. And I don't have to be super neat with it because I'm about to do a bunch of rust over it anyway. Alright, at 8. Back to our base. Now there are a couple spots that I want to do the same green that I just line highlight, or dry brushed highlight, and I want to do some line highlights. And then I'm going to dress those line highlights. I can speak. I'm going to dress those line highlights up with an even brighter green. I love it when I, like, half-ass make a plan halfway through a mini. And it works. I fucking love that. Like, if I was a responsible and professional type mini painter, I would probably, like, come up with a plan long before I start the mini. I might even, like, write it down. But I'm not that. I'm a scrub. And I just like to make shit up on the fly. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. I can't tell what it looks like on the screen. The screen is simply just too far away. But it's looking good on through my eyeballs. Alright, now we're going to use possibly one of my new favorite colors. I've been using this quite a bit in the last couple minis I've done. Poison Cloud from Army Painter. It's just so disgustingly bright. Shouldn't need more than a drop. And I'm just going to do a really fine complement to the lines that I just did. Oh, that's going to look super cool when I get around to the other side of this. That looks great. Do more. Looking a little sparse there. Ceramic egg. Yeah, ceramic paints behave differently on ceramic in kind of a almost an intangible kind of way. But I was using paper palettes for a long time. And you know, they behave differently on those too. Paints don't make no sense, man. Shit. That's better. Almost made a mess. There's a piece of terrain that goes with her that that I haven't printed yet. That I kind of want to do in this same green stone because it looks really it looks really nice. I'm really enjoying how this is looking. I'm not really enjoying my fucking brush misbehaving. Focus. Such focus. Some hunchback focus. Where you kind of curl up over your mini. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is looking good. Yeah, I'm going to go in and edge highlight all of the little bricks on the base. We'll go back over it one more time with a lighter blue wash. I'll thin that blue wash down a little bit so it's not quite as dark. But enough so that, you know, it kind of brings all these tones together. Do a little cheeky wash blending. And then we can move on to something else. Probably her skin, and I'll save the candles and the candle flames for last because they're kind of outside of everything. Hey, John, how are you? Yeah, I think that's about it. It's coming together. It's so hard to see. I can't tell if you guys can see that or not. My camera, I moved it. So it's a little bit farther away than it used to be. There. That should show up, right? That shows up. Yeah, I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that. Let's go ahead and do the little poison drippy. No, let's rust that blade. Blah, 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 blah. Unexpected liaisons are always the best liaisons, huh? I want to really focus the rust on top. I'm going to go back in and brighten that blade up because I maybe did a bit more rust than I meant to. And then we'll do the poison on the blade. Come back to our base. There we go. That's got the paint moving. It's a very old pot of paint. There. That looks alright. Still got quite a bit of edge. Nice and rusty. Now let's do the green poisony bits. Conveniently, I already have both the colors I want to use laid out. How about that? Nope. Okay. Alright, there's one good pass on that first green. Come around the back, do it again. Then we'll do a second coat. And we'll add some of that sickly yellow highlight. Pretty cool, honestly. Alright. Wash. We're gonna do, let's see, what wash do I want? I want Army Painter Blue Tone, which is a much softer blue tone than the Citadel blue tone. This seems like a pretty good time to remind people watching that if you are watching on Facebook, I cannot see your comments or your replies without stopping what I'm doing and going to Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, please forgive me if I'm not responding to you. I can't see them. If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, I can't see you because most of you aren't talking. But I can see you, and these YouTube and Twitch are going to be the places to watch. The quality is much better, and I can see the chats. But if I'm just your background noise today, feel free to watch me wherever the hell you want. That brought that down considerably. I like it. I'm for it. Do another pass at this green just to get it a nice opaqueness. Now eventually, once I get this green done, I want to hit it with a gloss varnish because I really want it to shine like it's wet. That's nice and green. Let's move on to something else for a second. Our little totem guy she's standing on has like these weird shaped eyes, and I think they need to be gems. And if you're gonna have gems for eyes, they should probably be red. Maybe that's just me. But, you know, it's my mini, so if it is just me, that is perfectly fine. Oh yeah, that's dope. Super cool. Ooh, no, I want to keep that out. Oh, let's see what this is about. Alright. So now, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I want to darken that red. And we'll just do that with a nice black wash. Give it a little bit of the old Nolzur oil. Let's highlight the poisony shit on the dagger. Yeah, that's slick. That's pretty slick. I'm gonna hit that with a green wash to bring it all together, but even without that wash, it looks pretty nice, if I do say so myself. I gotta straighten this line up real quick. Much better. I swear, eventually I am going to get around to, like, working on her skin. But right now, I am far more concerned about these gem eyes for no real reason. Shit. A little bit too much red there. Filled in the hole in the middle of his eye, but I think I can dot that with black and fix it. Go ahead and do the brighter red on this eye. Much better. One more thing to do to the eye. And then I'm calling our little totem guy here done. Well, I gotta fix that one little mark. Let's give him just a little tiny reflection there. Cool. Alright, let's see if I can fix this without screwing it up even worse. Yeah, awesome. He's done. I am not touching that guy again unless it's to fix something I fucked up. Need a green wash. Just to kind of bring all these tones in the poison together. It's almost like blending, but not. And for no real reason at all, we're going to take this really red brass and do the ring on the edge of her knife. And then her knife is like done. Her base is basically done. I'll still have to do the candles. And there we go. We got our dagger. Gonna do just a touch of black wash right there. Just to bring that ring in line with the tone of the rest of the knife. Couple of little highlights here on this wrapping. Not a lot, just enough. Enough to give it just a little bit of a sense of depth. Alright, that phone call I absolutely have to take. So I'm going to hop off here for a little bit. And I will pop back in here in just a little while. So thank you all for watching. I'll be back here in a little while. Hey, look, I'm back with audio and everything. Apologies for stepping away from the audio for a little while. That was I had to have a little conversation with my therapist, and I missed last week, so I didn't want to miss this week. But I also didn't want to step away from this paint job because I'm really enjoying how it's coming along. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've decided a couple things. We've decided on a color for the straps and the horns and the skull, and I'm gonna do like green glowy eyes. So I got some green in the eye sockets of the skull. Haven't decided what color I want to do the horns. I'm kind of thinking I might want to leave them black and then just do like some gray highlights. So what I need to do right now is I need to finish base coating the leather straps for the horns. And get those, at least a uniform color. Then go through and hit up any translucent spots, any kind of see-through spots in the skin tone. And then I can do a wash on the skin and start bringing it up highlight-wise. She's quite tan right now because I used tanned flesh. But I'm going to bring her up a little paler. I thought about making her black. I thought about making doing some dark brown skin, but frankly, I'm too poor a painter to affect a skin tone that I have never studied. Like I've been painting pale people for the last 10 years, so I know how to do that. But I'll get there. Alright, so what is that shape? Is that more boob? Can't tell if there's a border there or not. We can find out. Oh, and I've decided she's a redhead, which is why she has yellow hair right now. So I have to go in and do now that I've got a base layer, I can go in and make her hair look red with its own natural highlights. You can't just go in and paint a redhead's hair red. It doesn't work like that. Alright, I think that's about as opaque as I'm going to get that skin without going over it enough times to start losing detail. I definitely do not want to lose detail. Some opacity problems here on the feet. I would hate to not be able to appease any foot fetishists watching. So I gotta make those feet look good. Alright, now, what do I need next? I need to base coat her necklace. And what color do I want to do that? I want to do this tan brown. I also need to use this to touch up a spot on the dagger that I kind of goofed. Power goof. Alright. Gonna have to go in and fix the dagger a little bit. Fuck. Alright. The necklace. Actually, a little visible back here. Separating the hairline from the back. Which also shows me a bit of bone that I missed. Just fine. All is well. We are far closer to done on this miniature than it looks. Like we're getting to the last stages here. Getting this necklace painted shows me like where I missed on the skin too. Getting it close enough. The shapes over here on the right breast are really kind of tricky to look at. I've missed 2 spots on them. There we go. That's enough for like the necklace part. I gotta figure out how to paint seashells. I don't know how to paint seashells. And I don't want them to look just like the bone that I've been painting. I want them to kind of have their own color and texture. Maybe if I paint them this light bone color and then wash them either a yellow or a red, maybe both. I don't know. I simply do not know. But I would like to get... Let's see, what time is it? It's about 4. I'd like to get another hour in on her. Before I call it. I think I might be able to get her pretty close to done in that hour. Shit. Got a little carried away with my bone color there. There we go. Alright. One more thing. Before I move on to the shells, I gotta get the back of the skull. I missed the back of her, like, skull headdress here. Where it meets the horns. That's kind of a sloppy transition, but that's alright. Okay, so what are we going to do about these shells? I got it. Let's see, where is... There it is. We're going to do them in this very pale, milky color. And then I'm going to use a contrast paint on them. I'll use a purple and a blue. Yeah, purple and blue contrast paints. Make them look like they're two different shells. Gonna make sure I paint this base coat on very, very thin, because I certainly do not want to lose any detail in these shells. They are very small, and that would be very easy to do. That's one. Actually, those may not be shells. They might be like ears. That's right. I'm going to do them as shells. Or at the very least, like just some charms. Some primitively made charms. Alright, we have a base-coated naked lady. Clean up around the eyes a little bit. I don't know why, because I am going to go in and do a slight object source lighting, so being a little sloppy around the rim of the eye is not the end of the world. There we go. That looks alright. For what we're going to do, that's going to look fine. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we're basically just going to finish her. And then we'll do this flagpole and these candles kind of at the end. I don't know why we're going to do it like that. That's just how we're going to do it. God, my phone keeps just blowing up. Let's see. Bunch of bullshit news. Couple emails I don't care about. A reminder of something really cute that happened yesterday. I was watching another streamer. Very popular miniature painter streamer, Brush for Hire. Highly recommended if you're into miniature painting. Well, at the end of his stream, we did a raid on a 12 or a 13-year-old doing his second stream ever. So for his second stream ever, he went from 0 viewers to 100 viewers in a matter of a minute. And it was really cool, and the kid was freaking out and super overwhelmed, and it was really cute. Really, just a really nice reminder of all the things that I love about the miniature painting world. It feels like a very solitary hobby sometimes, but it really isn't. And there are some just killer people out there. Just great. And I have decided I'm going to do these horns black. So I want to base them black, and then they're going to end up just dark gray with some gray highlights. Because black, just matte black, is boring. It's boring to look at. It really doesn't have any depth or shade or shadow, so excuse me. Anyway, frog in my throat. You know, in something this small where I'm having to paint in light that doesn't exist, black is pretty boring to look at. So doing it actually a dark gray, and then doing a black wash and doing some gray highlights, gives us a black that has some depth and some texture. Alright, so I want the purple contrast, and I want this weird blue contrast. Let's dress these shells up a little bit. There's one. Went a little heavy there. I'm going to draw a little bit of that out. There we go. There we go. Those kind of look like shells-ish. Alright. Time to wash us some skin. Now, I have up here Army Painter Flesh Wash, and I've never used it, but if it's anything like any of the other Army Painter washes, it's going to go on a lot smoother with a lot less contrast than the Citadel washes, which is why I want to use it. I want this to be very smooth. I only want, I think, 3 drops for now. There we go. This is always kind of a nerve-wracking part. Because if this doesn't look right, then I have to essentially start the skin entirely over. One thing I have learned recently with painting bare skin, if you're going to do a wash, make sure you're brushing the wash in the direction that along the lines of the body, essentially. So down the legs, down the arms, from, you know, up and down on the trunk. Follow the lines of the body. That way you don't get like these weird horizontal streak marks, like, I don't know, like your Rudy Giuliani or something. Another thing I learned is you want to focus some decent highlights, like maybe not like the strongest highlights that you're gonna do, but definitely like some strong highlights around the butt. And that starts with bringing some good shadow into the butt. So you want a little bit of wash to pool in the butt crack. Now this wash is so far just kind of making her look dirty and a little bit more tan. But once we get the highlights into it, I think it's going to look pretty good. Pretty good. I do not regret my choice of wash. Now there's some details. Excuse me. There's some details like that we've painted, like the necklace and the horns and the leather straps, that I want to wash a different color. So I'm being kind of careful to not get too much of this wash onto those, just because I don't want it to super overlap. The nice thing about this figure is I don't think I have to do very much to her face at all. I might have to go in and like strengthen her lips up a little bit, but not even a lot. I'm gonna go over one more time, kind of quick, with a wet brush, just to smooth everything out. A lot of, like, there are definitely tide marks here, and there are definitely streak marks that I wasn't able to catch in time. However, a lot of that will disappear in the highlights. I'm trying to focus some wash here into the line under the breasts and into the butt crack and into like this stomach shape. And I really hope I shook it enough so that it doesn't dry super glossy, like Army Painter has want to do for me recently. Alright. That's the body washed. Let's get some brown wash, some Agrax Earthshade. We're going to go back to some Citadel wash here to do the skull and bones and the leather straps and all that stuff. This will also get some highlights. Got a little in her hair there, but that's okay. Go ahead and do the necklace too with this darker wash. Okay. And then finally, we're going to do a red wash on her hair. Oh, I didn't wash the skull on her face. That was dumb. And then we go back and we hit the place that we missed. Ooh, that brought out detail in the skull that I didn't even know was there. That's great when that happens. Alright. Washed. Head to toe. We're going to give that just a minute to dry. I'm going to grab a drink. To tackle this damn frog in my throat. Finally warming up a little bit. All right. I think she's looking pretty good myself. Might be a little biased considering that I painted her. But coming along nicely. What do we got left? We got to do all the highlights on the main figure. We've done the knife. Knife is done. So we got to do the jewelry, the straps, the horns, the skin, the skull. Then we got to do the flagpole and the candles, and that's about it. Now, in the meantime, it looks like I am about running out of time for this stream. The kids will be home soon, so I am going to hop off of here for real this time, and start getting things ready to handle 2 children around here. Before I go, though, I do want to remind you that I do, in fact, have some things going on this month. Let me pull my big ugly face up. There we go. Right up here, you will see that I have a donation goal to replace my hard drive that had all my 3D printed miniatures on it. That got some spill on it that now it doesn't work. So I'm trying to raise $100 to get a new hard drive and get all of those miniatures transferred over to the new one, so that I haven't lost hundreds of dollars worth of 3D files that I was going to print and then paint on the channel, or at least paint for the channel, or at least paint. I also have a subscription goal going this month. If we can hit 20 subscribers by Christmas, then I will be doing a miniature painting special event stream video thing where I paint an entire miniature with finger paints. Like, I will be doing the whole thing with my fingers. Probably going to look like garbage, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So 20 subscribers by the time Christmas rolls around. I have 8 already, as you can see. Let's get that number to go up. I think that would be pretty cool. You can subscribe for free with Prime. That counts. It goes towards the goal. It goes towards getting a little bit of scratch going my way to buy more paints, which I desperately need. New brushes, new minis, new hard drives, hard drive repair, filming equipment to make the channel better. All of the money from the subscriptions and the Venmo that is going to scroll by here on the text scroll here in just a minute, they all go back into the channel. The donations obviously go back into the channel because it's for a specific piece of equipment that I use for the channel. Feel free to follow if you have not. If you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I am so sorry, Facebook, that I cannot see your comments. So get a Twitch account. It's a lot better. But this video will be up on YouTube, including the 1 hour section that I had no audio on because I was on the phone with my therapist. And also, let's see, what else? Get therapy. Follow and subscribe to Dungeon Brush. Paint some minis. And I will be seeing you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. yeah, tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the Wednesday night stream. And then I'll probably be back on during the day for Thursday, maybe even Friday. And then back to nighttime on Saturday. I'm going to be updating the schedule as I figure it out. So, always a pleasure to hang out and to do some fun streaming with you. I will be seeing you next time.